Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. David Johnson here from Superior Lapidary. I've got a project today that I hope it isn't too big of a deal. One of the biggest problems really is I've got some stuff in the way. I got to move heavy things. So I'll show you what's going on with my 30-inch Covington saw. Alright, so you can see this thing is rocking and rolling. It's running pretty smooth. The rock I have inside here is just about to hit the blade, but I thought I'd show you this first before the noisy part starts. So what's the problem? The problem is the saw does not stop. It doesn't shut off. I'll show you. It's got a switch in the front here. That's on. That's off. On. Off. On. Off. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore. So consequently, what I have to do is shut it off using the breaker. Got a nicely labeled breaker box here. This is number 18 and 16 to run the saw. So you can see, one, you shouldn't be using your breakers as normal everyday switches. It's not the way they're supposed to operate, and you can wear them out. Two, you can see I can barely reach it with a stick, and it's a real hard throw. So yeah, it's a real problem. This showed up surprisingly one morning. I was out here cutting, and I fully expected my saw to shut off, and it hadn't. And I let it go for a little while, and it had shut off. But boy, that's quite a while. And I tried to stop it manually, but I saw the switch was already in. And I ended up having to hit the breaker. I did check this actual switch in the back, and I'll show you that next to show you how this works. This button on the front here, this little black button, there's a rod attached to it. It goes all the way through the machine to the back of the machine. I'll show you the back now. Let me show you here. There's the rod that is on the other end. There's a teeny tiny little bolt that holds this to the switch. The switch is drilled through in the little toggle, and it operates like that. So everything's still connected and still working, but the saw does not stop via the switch. So the switch, all I can assume is it arced out inside and is froze in the closed position, allowing the saw to continually run. So I ordered a switch the other day from Covington. I went on their website once again to look for a switch, and yeah, really couldn't find any parts or anything. So my advice, I've mentioned it in another video, if you have an issue with a Covington tool, call them. Look at the website and get the phone number off the website, and I'll put it here somewhere. Maybe I'll throw a little line of text on with their phone number. Call them and get the help from them personally. That's the best way. So I ordered a switch and a spare switch and a little the little bolt, a little teeny tiny bolt. I hope it's in there. I haven't opened the package up yet. There we are. So I ordered a spare switch. I figured since I'm on the line and getting it, and you can also see they put the little bolt to go with. That's an important part, because I broke that bolt once and I had to go to the local hardware store and get one. It was just a pain in the butt to get a teeny tiny bolt like that. I had to actually stop at a couple stores. But my local East End Hardware, they had it. So now I've got two switches and I'm going to put one in. Now, looks easy, but I got a problem. I always tell you that. There's always a problem. And the problem is, I'll show you. Oh, by the way, from the time I ordered it to the time it showed up at my door, it was like 2 or 3 days, probably 3 days. Super fast, so I think from California to Wisconsin, it was great. Let's get into the problem. Right there, my high-speed sphere machine is in the way of me getting back there in my wheelchair to get at the switch. So I've got to move this thing, and that's not going to be fun. But I'm moving it because it's way lighter than the saw. So let's see how I manage this a little bit at a time, like things often go. These high-speed sphere machines, they do weigh quite a bit. It's not on wheels. It's one of the few things in my shop that is not on wheels. Yeah, this is not going to be fun. There's no place to put a jack under it either. That doesn't happen. This might work. So one of the things I find interesting when I'm working in my shop doing these projects and making videos, the shop is relatively quiet. And this is one of the noisiest places on earth. I've got to wear headphones, hearing protection the entire time I'm in here normally. So yeah. All right, let's see inside what's going on. One thing. I've got my little magnet cup for holding things. In fact, when I looked in here, still sitting in there was the last switch I replaced. So, yeah. Probably time to throw that away. Put this there. Now I got to take this little bolt out of here. It's holding it together, this one here. So I can get that switch out. The switch is actually a little loose in here. The little lock nuts that hold them in place have somehow loosened up some. No idea if that contributed to my issue or not. Alright, I've got this electrical tape covering everything up, which is always a good idea. There you can see this little bolt here. It holds things together. The reason this flips around is I've got a vice grips on the inside as my stop. So the weight of the vice grip is making this rod spin. Well, the switches aren't marked. The switch doesn't care which way it goes. But the faceplate is marked on, off. We'll never see that. That's going to be covered up. We have to make sure we get that in the right position when I install. So T goes to the on. So where it's marked on here, where my thumb is, and these wires are marked T, they go together. Sorry if I'm in your way. There. So now the new switch, I got to take these screws out. And they sure look identical to the other ones, so just take these out and leave them out. This is the on side, so that's going to go with these. Okay, it's in the off position. All right. I am going to flip the power on and hit the switch and see if things work. I'll be right back after I turn the breaker on. Okay, it's back on. Be careful what I touch here. Hey, we got success. I'm sure you heard that. Now I got to put this all back together. First I got to tape the around here. Hey, one word of caution. This is one of the many reasons why you should never really leave your equipment unattended. I fully expected the saw to shut off by itself when it reached the stopping point, and it didn't. It would have just kept going until Lord knows what happened. So yeah, don't get too far away from your equipment. Yeah, I gotta go shut the breaker out because I gotta flip that to the on position to get it through the hole. I don't want any issues. I don't want to get electrocuted, mainly, even a little bit. Okay, breaker's up. Nuts partially on. I gotta get this little stud back through the little hole that neither you nor I can see it while I'm doing this. It's all by feel. It's actually somewhat together. I got to get a little wrench to tighten this up, that nut, and then I got to put these on. So let me get that wrench first. Okay, that's on. That seems to run smooth enough. On, off. Okay, now the true test is we're going to go around the front side and see how it works. Hopefully the last time I have to do this. Okay, here we go. Excellent. Oh, and even better, it shuts off. Well, all right, folks, that was a short one, much easier than I thought it would be. I got to move that high-speed sphere machine back in place so I can use it too, because I've got some projects to do on that. Going back to Covington, they're a great company. They got good tools, but you really got to call them if you need any advice or maintenance. If you need to know about your machines at all, give them a call. They helped me out with a couple other things on the phone that was really terrific. So don't get frustrated with the website. Use it for the phone number. Again, here's the phone number right here. So that's it. I'm out. If you like the video, give it a like. Subscribe if you want more videos of watching a frustrated guy doing real world work in his shop. So until next time, see ya.